Good morning. Welcome to the East Longmeadow celebration of Veterans Day. We will now have the singing of the national anthem by Olivia Panetti.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very much, Olivia. Good voice. Thank you. We will now have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Jessica Slater, the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now I have the opening prayer by Legion Post 293 Chaplain Russ Grinnell.
O God of hosts, we bow our heads in thankfulness for the victories thou hast granted us, to us and to those people who have united us with us to stamp out the evils of aggression, intolerance, and greed. We beseech thee to bring the blessings of understanding to the families and friends in this and other lands of those who have given their lives that men may be free. Grant, O God, that those closest that fallen may mingle the pain of their losses with the ennobling light of sacrifice for civilian sacrifice for a better world for this and other generations yet unborn. Grant us too, O God, the courage to so live with the family of nations around the world that the end of strife will be the beginning of enduring peace. Grant us patience in planning with our fellow men a world in which nations may resolve their differences by peaceful means. Touch thou the souls of men in every land with the enduring light of wisdom, so that they may form a brotherhood of people which will strive to further the arts of peace under laws and ethics blessed by thy love. Grant us now thy continued blessing on unity and strength that makes victories possible in war, and that we may win greater victories of peace. Amen.
Robert?
Thank you, Russell. Welcome to the Veterans Day ceremony. I want to quote a speech I made about 5 or 6 years ago. I want to say it over again. The average age of the military man is 19 years. He is a short-haired, tight-muscled kid who under normal circumstances is considered by society as half man and half boy. Not yet dry behind the ears, not old enough to buy a beer, but old enough to die for his country. He is a recent high school graduate and was probably an average student, pursued some forms of sports activities, and has a steady girlfriend who either broke up with him when he left or swears to be waiting when he returns from a half a world away. He has trouble spelling, thus letter writing is a pain for him. But he can field strip a rifle in 30 seconds and reassemble it in less time in the dark. He can recite to you the nomenclature of a machine gun or a grenade launcher, and either one more effectively if he must. He digs foxholes and latrines and can apply first aid like a professional. He can march until he's told to stop, or stop until he's told to march. He obeys orders instantly and without hesitation, for he is not without spirit or individual dignity. He is self-sufficient. He has 2 sets of fatigues. He washes one and wears the other, and he keeps his canteens full and his feet dry. He sometimes forgets to brush his teeth, but never forgets to clean his rifle. He can cook his own meals, mend his own clothes, and fix his own hurts. If you're thirsty, he'll share his water with you. If you're hungry, his food. He has learned to use his hands like weapons, and weapons like they were his hands. He can save your life or take it because that is what he's trained to do. He will often do twice the work of a civilian and draw half the pay, and still find ironic humor in it all. He has seen more suffering and death than he should have in his short lifetime. He stood atop mountains of dead bodies and helped to create them. He is wept in public and in private for friends who have fallen in combat and is unashamed. He feels every note of the national anthem vibrate through his body while standing at rigid attention, while tempering the burning desire to square away those around him who haven't bothered to stand, remove their hat, or even stop talking. In an odd twist of fate, day in and day out, far from home, he defends their right to be disrespected, just as did his father, his grandfather, and his great-grandfather. He is paying the price for our freedom. Beardless or not, he is not a boy. He is the American fighting man that has kept this country free for over 200 years. Admire him, respect him, love him, but first and foremost, pray for him. Thank you. We will now have remarks by Tom O'Connor, commander of American Legion Post 293.
Morning. I'd like to thank you all for coming and attending today. This is going to be short and sweet. I would like each of you, while you're out at your grocery stores, shopping at Walmart, wherever, somebody sees a vet, stop and tell him thank you. Thank him for his service. I had that happen to me twice last week, and I'll tell you what, I had chills up and down my spine. Just for somebody saying thank you to me for my service. And I would like each and every one of you to do the same when you see a veteran. Thank you again.
Thank you, Tom. We will now have comments from Angela Thorpe.
Thank you. Good morning. It's always a good morning to honor veterans. Wouldn't you agree? I am so proud and pleased to be here in East Longmeadow on Veterans Day. Thank you. I thank you to the honored guests who are celebrating with us today. Chaplain Russ Rennell. Well, I thought we were going to get some more, but I guess maybe they're just a little late. I'll mention their names. Perhaps they'll get here a little later. Representative Angelo Pupolo and Representative Brian Ash. Extending a personal good morning to all veterans, especially those who are gathered here today. On behalf of the citizens in East Longmeadow, as well as Selectman Billy Gorman, myself, and Paul Federici, who is unable to be here today, we want to thank you for your dedicated service. It is through your tireless and selfless efforts of our veterans that we are able to enjoy the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. Today we celebrate your contributions and countless sacrifices on this day and holiday we call Veterans Day. Today I cannot think of another holiday that is more important than Veterans Day. We should recognize and celebrate Veterans Day every day, not just on Veterans Day. Here's the rationale. If we celebrate every day that we enjoy a privilege or a benefit that is provided by or as a result of our veterans and what they have done for us, very simply, every day would be and is Veterans Day. Unfortunately, all too often, we take these liberties for granted. Freedom is not free. There is a heavy price that has to be paid and continues to be paid. Today, we honor and remember veterans who have paid that ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms. Veterans who fought in World War I, World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. In a moment, I will read their names, and we will all participate in the laying of a memorial wreath at the center of town. These are true East Longmeadow heroes who should never be forgotten. One definition of the word veteran provided in dictionary.com. Some of you, do you remember when we used to go to Webster's Dictionary to look up something? I guess I'm showing my age a little bit. But I did go to dictionary.com, and it reads, a person who has served in the military force, especially one who has fought in war. Many have met and exceeded this definition. At this time, I am proud to acknowledge, along with all veterans, 3 members of my family for their sacrifices. My father, Nathan Golden Jr., who served our country for over 20 years as a member of the United States Air Force. He fought in both the Korean War and the Vietnam War. May he rest in peace. My husband, who dedicated his service to the United States Army. And my first cousin, Rosemary Seo, who is a proud Gold Star mother. Just in case you're wondering what a Gold Star mother is, that's a mother whose son or daughter, while serving in the military, they become missing in action or dies while in active service or died as a result of such service. Her son was killed in the Iraq War. My rich family veterans history is not unique in East Longmeadow, nor across America, for we have many, many veterans and families who are making or have made those daily sacrifices for our freedoms that you and I enjoy here in our United States of America. I would be remiss if I did not recognize another family rich in veterans history. I would like to take a moment to recognize Lieutenant Colonel Sean Dugan, who is the grandson of our selectmen Billy Gorman and Linda Gorman, who was serving his country as a proud Marine at the time of his death. Every opportunity that we should give honor and thank you to our veterans. They have given us so much, and even after all of that, they continue to give their time, their services by sponsoring scholarships for our local high school or organizing events like today that honor our local veterans. Please join me, and I don't mean to give you goosebumps again, but if it happens, it's okay. Please join me in delivering a few well-deserved thank yous for our town, for our own, for those who are participating in making this a special day of recognition. Remembering Peter Vanarama, known as Uncle Pete, may he rest in peace, who over 58 years ago co-founded the Italian-American War Veterans Post 64. Thank you and rest in peace. Honoring American Legion's Gunther Raleigh Post 293 and the Italian-American War Veterans Post 64. Honoring Joe Scanlon, our parade marshal, and also our commander, Tom O'Connor. We'd like to say thank you to our high school band members giving up a portion of their day because they saw value in serving today. Olivia Penty for her singing, and the Boys and Girl Scouts. We thank you for being here also. There's a special thank you that goes out to Dan Keelan, because he adorned all of our veterans' graves with Old Glory. And I also want to say thank you to the Veterans Day Committee members. Brian Tidler, Tom Gore, Tom O'Connor, Ed Brown, Chris Me, and the Italian-American Veterans Post also 64 were also on that team. And that's Carmel DeFranco, Art Kavanaugh, and Felice DeMichael. Thank you for what you did. In closing, when I asked for a word that describes a veteran, I was given pride, honor, and gratitude. I will share what one lady wrote, which gave me cause to pause, and maybe you can relate to the words she shared with me. She wrote, "My dad fought in Korea and Vietnam, and my brothers are also veterans. We can't thank them enough for their service. Please mention that there are so many unsung men who are heroes too. No movies were made about them, no books were written about them either. They came back home and quietly lived their lives. Many of them are passed away. Their bodies are buried in peace, but the glory does not go to them. They gave their lives for this country. They gave their lives for this country, too, also, for the honorable cause of our freedom." Say that, she says, and she continues. It came straight from my heart. So, with that, please find a moment today and every day to reflect and honor our veterans. Let each of us boldly and often sing the songs of our unsung heroes. Happy Veterans Day to all, and may we never forget, God bless our veterans, God bless Isla Meadow, God bless America.
Thank you very much, Angela. That was beautiful. We loved it. You couldn't have said it better. We'll now have the placement of the wreaths by myself, Selectwoman Angela Thorpe at the Veteran Memorial flagpole in the center, and Tom O'Connor with Selectman Billy Gorman at the Veterans Memorial marker. clerk back up here for the reading of the names of the deceased from East Long Meadow by Selectman Angela Thorpe. The playing of taps.
I just want to take a moment to recognize one of our veterans, Norman Rondu. He's 94 years old. Could you please give him a round of applause? Wait, Mr. Rondu? That's what it's about. God bless you. Okay, I'm ready when you are, sir.
Mike.
World War I, Arthur S. Rowley. Francis Gunther. World War II, Alan M. Blair. Frederick D. Butler. Richard E. Day. Robert E. Haynes. Sisto L. Lombardi, Kenneth M. London, Paul G. Noel, Harold E. Peabody, Robert M. Roustan, Robert Thibodeau, Korean War, George W. Thibodeau, Vietnam War, James T. Goodlatte, Gerald A. Letendre, John S. Manfredini, Calvin R. Wilson, Louis J. Newberry.
Thank you, Lenny. Thank you, Angela. We will now have the singing of God Bless America by Olivia Bonetti.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you very much, Olivia. Gail Candaris, out of the office here. Angelo Pupolo. Brian Ash. Billy Gorman. Yeah! Showing up.
I just want to thank everybody for coming to this event. We got 16,000 people in East Long Meadow, and this is all that shows up. That's why I think Veterans Day, like Christmas and New Year's, should be a major holiday where we close everything down. Because if it wasn't for the veterans, we wouldn't be standing here right now. We wouldn't be celebrating Christmas and New Year's. That's why I think Veterans Day should be a holiday that probably us selectmen should do something about and close businesses down. And this should be the biggest parade in East Long Meadow for the people that serve, their country. I come from a family of 9. I guess there's 6 boys and 3 girls in the family. Four of my brothers, 3 of my brothers and myself served in the service. I had a brother in 57 in Marines. I got shot down in a helicopter. I had a brother in the Air Force. I had another brother that was in Marine Reserves, and he went in the 101st Airborne. I was in the 101st Airborne, and back then you knew who your enemy was because they had uniforms. Today they don't have uniforms. I have a nephew right now that's a U-2 pilot, and I also had another nephew that passed away from cancer. He was in Marine Reserves. And I had my grandson that just passed away July 2nd in an accident down in North Carolina. I go over to the vet cemetery in Agawam, and I'll tell you, every time I go in there, me and my wife stand there and we thank everybody that's in that cemetery. They give us the opportunity to be alive now and to do what we do. I'm not a good speech writer. I don't have anything written. I'm just talking from my heart. You people should go over to that vet cemetery and look at some of those stones over there. My grandson's the youngest one there. But I look at the Korean, the Vietnam, World War I and II, and you look at all those stones in that cemetery and you say, how could this be? How could all these people lose their lives? Well, I gotta tell you something. More people should be shaking vets' hands. More people should be getting after other people to be here today. Because if it wasn't for those people over there, we wouldn't have what we got today, and we wouldn't have the freedom we got today. We don't like doing waterboarding in our country, but yet look at what's happened to our people overseas. We gotta do what we gotta do to keep free. And if some people don't like it, well, that's the way it is. But I want to thank everybody for being here, and like I say, all these little kids that are here, you should be hugging your kid every day because you never know, they're here today and they could be gone tomorrow. My 20-year-old grandson used to work with me, and he did everything with me. But his life got snuffed out just like that. So I'm telling you, hug your kids. Like someone else said here, you gotta go, you shake a hand of any person that was in the service that you see. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. Thank you.
Wow. You don't have to write your speech ahead of time. That was beautiful. Thank you. Okay, I guess that will conclude. As this Veteran Day ceremony draws to a close, I would like you to keep one thought in mind. If all the gifts you could give to our military personnel, the gift of prayer is the very best one. Keep them in your prayers daily. In conclusion, I would like to thank all the dignitaries, all the participants, and the attendants of this crowd for this Veterans Day ceremony. Legion Post Commander Tom O'Connor invites participants and attendees to the Legion Hall for light refreshments. Thank you.